What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Having a solid resume and cover letter are definitely important when it comes to job applications, but what happens at career events? When you're meeting someone from a dream company for the first time, first impressions matter. That's why having a successful elevator pitch that engages them and piques their interest is important to your professional development. Stick around till the end of this video for me to share the best way possible to transition your introduction into an interview. Also, if you're interested in learning more about the recruitment process, I have other videos on this channel where I break down how to write the best resume as well as best cover letter possible. I plan on also starting an interview series starting next week where I'll be sharing the most common or hardest interview question you will receive and how you should go about answering them. So don't forget to subscribe to not miss out. After you've subscribed though, be sure to also like and comment to help out this channel. With all that said, let's get into it. It's common for many people going into recruitment events or even interviews for the first time to not know what an elevator pitch is. So to get started, an elevator pitch refers to a brief introduction lasting no longer than a minute where you introduce yourself to that individual or company. It gets its name, the elevator pitch, because of someone pitching an idea on an elevator ride and they only have a couple of seconds before losing that individual. So keep in mind that you don't also want to lose that individual and you want to continue that conversation, so having a successful elevator pitch is important in your professional endeavors. Think of this as what you want that other individual to know about you in a brief allotted period. You don't want to give them your entire life story or a random unconnected ideas because it just doesn't sound right and you will probably lose their interest pretty soon after. So the best advice I can give when it comes to sharing an elevator pitch is to be calm and collected and know what you want to say before getting into it. So now that we know what an elevator pitch is used for, what exactly do we share with that individual or company? And well, the answer to that really just depends. It depends on the company, what stage of your career you're in, and so many other factors. For current students or recent graduates of less than 5 years, I'd mention where you went to school as well as what you studied. That way you build some legitimacy by sharing your background and how it can relate to that position at hand. Being able to clearly define who you are and why you're here, whether that be at the event or an interview, is going to help out your candidacy. It's a great way to give a background of who you are before getting into the meat of your elevator pitch. Also, keep in mind that each event or company you're going to might have a slightly different elevator pitch. Yes, there will be more overlap in comparison to your resume or cover letter, but you want your elevator pitch to come off as natural and not scripted. As a reference, this is a sample starter that I might use for an elevator pitch. Hi, my name is Ryan Rafi, and I'm a recent USC graduate who studied biomedical engineering as well as business economics. This segment of the elevator pitch literally took no more than 10 seconds and shared a lot of great information. Notice how I shared my full name. There are tons of Ryans in the world and only one Ryan Rafi. Actually, there's 3, but you still get my point. But besides that, I told them where I went to school and what I studied as well. Now, you might think that this was all I shared, but there's actually more to it. Psychology matters in these introductions, so a slight smile, appropriately projecting tone, and warm energy will set the tone for the rest of your conversation as well. But after your introduction section of your elevator pitch, you want to transition into the why. Why this position and why this company? These are both big points and you want to synthesize this as much as you can. Also, another piece of advice is to avoid sharing any cliche answers or any answers they're just expecting to hear. My best advice is to be genuine and come from the right place when you're sharing the why this company or why this position answer. In order to have a quality response, I would always work on framing the first couple things that make a quality elevator pitch. But if you have the time after sharing your background and why the company or position, mention what makes you unique and why they should be considering your candidacy. You've mentioned the whys and answered them well. So being able to coalesce these points and bring your elevator pitch home by tying it all together is what differentiates a good pitch versus one that will catch a recruiter's attention. I know some people who don't like mentioning what makes them unique, especially in their elevator pitch, and would prefer answering this question during an interview if it were to come up. which is also fine. For those people, you just have to go beyond your why answer by mentioning why this position or company will help with your long-term goals professionally. Are you interested in eventually starting your own company? Or do you want to reach a management or executive level at that company? Obviously, there are no right answers, but mentioning why this experience will help shape your overall goal will tie well into the other ideas you've mentioned in your elevator pitch. So as a recap, there are a couple things that go into an elevator pitch to make you stand out. Start by mentioning your background and who you are. From there, transition into the whys. Why that company and why that position? Lastly, you can either mention what makes you unique or go beyond the why section by sharing why this opportunity fits into your long-term goals. You want to keep in mind that your elevator pitch should be no longer than a minute because you're wanting a back and forth conversation, assuming you've piqued their interest. But with an elevator pitch like this, I wouldn't be surprised if they hired you on the spot. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I upload new content twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays, which I hope you guys will all find helpful in your professional pursuits. If you're interested in preparing your elevator pitches or resumes and cover letters, be sure to visit my website, ryanrafi.com, and schedule a one-on-one appointment using my promo codes in the bio below as well. As always, thanks. Until next time.